Hello, everybody. This is Patrick, and this is a quick tour to Speech 1318, Winter Mini Style. Right now you're watching this because you're taking a pre-class survey. It's a tour of class quiz and time management survey, and as you can see right down here is that very same survey. The screen you see right now will be the screen you see after completing this survey in its entirety. And as you can see right here at the top, I have a pre-class announcement. And this just tells you every day an announcement will be posted here telling you what we did, and then talking about what we'll be covering for the next class, what assignments are due, and so forth. Down below, you will find announcement archive. So after Monday, this announcement will be pushed down here, and a new announcement will be up here for Monday, telling what's going to happen on Tuesday. Okay, so that's the first part of the Angel lesson here, is that this is the opening page you have. You'll notice up here we have only 4 tabs: lessons, communicate, reports, and my grades. Really, you only need lessons, communicate, and my grades. And the my grades you only need at the end of the semester. There's no other tabs because we don't need any other tabs. This is pretty much it. Below the announcement, you'll find several other things. You'll find the time management survey, which, in case you ever want to watch this video again, you can go in there and take a look at the video again. But other than that, you won't need this anymore, and eventually that will go away. Below that, we have several folders, and everything you need is in one of these folders, and I've tried to explain what is in each folder so that you should be able to find things very quickly. So for example, this first folder has information on class, on the study guides, and exams. So right here is class information, and that's just simply our syllabus and our class schedule, which I have emailed out separately, but you have here as well now. Going back up a level, we have study guides. These are study guides for each unit. These are study guides that will help you on the unit quizzes and on the final exam, because everything on the final is in one of these study guides. Right, back up another level, we go to our exam information, and here we have information on the midterm and on the final exam. Right now, there are no instructions for the midterm, which is a group midterm, but there are learning objectives for the final exam, so you'll know what to study for. So that is the class info, study guides, and exam folder. Next, we have the Dropbox folder. This is going to be a very, very, very important folder because this is where you're going to turn in all of your work for this class. So let's click on this folder. Now, you'll notice I have a lot of big writing and a lot of highlighting. And that's because this is a very, very, very important page. So I'm going to go through this with you very carefully. In this folder are just Dropboxes. Right now, you see only 2 Dropboxes. That's because there's only 2 Dropboxes to worry about. There will be another Dropbox added in at a later time. Up here, it talks about the late work policy. And actually, I'm going to open this up so you can see it. This is my late work policy. It is about a page long. And the reason for that is because I have had a lot of problems with late papers in the past. And so as opposed to dealing with this on a case-by-case basis, this policy is pretty much in effect for everybody, unless you have extreme circumstances. So extreme circumstances are you or a family member have a major emergency that prevents you from doing work, in which case, in these extreme circumstances, I can work with you in order to give you extensions and to reduce penalties. But otherwise, this will be your policy. You can essentially turn anything in up to 72 hours late. Of course, for every 24-hour block of time, there is a penalty. You're doing a lot of group work, and so there's group options here, as well as a one-time forgiveness policy in which the first paper you turn in late or have kind of a mess up with, you will get a reduced penalty for that, which is kind of a nice thing, I think. Assuming that you make a mistake at some point. All right, going back to the Dropbox folder here, I just have all of these warnings here. Pay close attention to which Dropbox you're submitting your assignments to. Double check your submissions, and there's 2 ways to double check. There's a Turnitin Dropbox and Angel Dropbox. For the Turnitin Dropbox, you got to actually receive a digital receipt. For the Angel Dropboxes, the only way to really check is to exit, come back in, and click on the Dropbox to see if it's there. I have a video on how to do that, by the way, in a different part of the class. Make sure you're using Mozilla Firefox. It's really the most reliable browser to use with Angel. Microsoft Word has some issues. Safari definitely doesn't work with Dropboxes, and I think Chrome also has major problems. So just use Mozilla Firefox, which is what I'm using right now. It's a free download. Use Microsoft Word format or rich text format to submit everything. Otherwise, I can't read it. Make sure you watch your word count. I have word counts on all of my documents instead of page counts. If you go 5% or more above the word count, I will not grade it. Okay. Pay close attention to due dates and times. Again, late papers, could get a 0 depending on how late it is. Most assignments have both an Angel and a Turnitin Dropbox. There's 2 Dropboxes for each assignment, and here's why. The Turnitin Dropbox basically runs it through a plagiarism checker, so I know whether there was plagiarism or not. The Angel Dropbox has a grading rubric that allows me to give you a grade. That's why I need it turned into both Dropboxes. If you don't turn it into both Dropboxes, I am unable to do anything with that. Okay, so please be aware. That's why there are 2 Dropboxes. That's why you needed to put it in both. Because if you don't put it in the Turnitin Dropbox, I assume there's plagiarism, and that's a 0. If you don't put it in the Angel Dropbox, I can't give you a grade because there's no grading rubric. Okay, so that's why it has to be done. Also, most Dropboxes do have a grading rubric. That's how I'll be grading your assignment. So please go read those rubrics. For example, let's go look at the rubric for the self-concept paper Dropbox. Click on it, and it opens up this new window, which I'll pop over here, which tells you how I'm grading this paper. These are the criteria for grading, and these are the points you get for that. So please do make sure that you follow these guidelines. Okay. Going back up, again, this is the Dropbox folder. Going back up one more level to the lessons folder, we're going to go to reflection papers. This will just tell you about the reflection papers. There's the instructions will be listed up here, and then the individual assignments are down here. These are all group papers, so it's really important to read the instructions very carefully. The next thing we're going to look at is unit quizzes. The unit quizzes are right here. So far, we only have the unit 1 quiz. There is a bonus if you complete all 4 quizzes. So please complete all 4 quizzes. It's a very, very nice bonus that will increase your grade significantly at the end of the semester, which, is something that you want to maximize as much as possible. Next is project information, and here you'll just have information on major projects for the class. This is the self-concept project information, including the instructions for it right here. And so make sure you read all of these as they come out. I usually will release them at least 72 hours before the assignment is due, generally longer than that, but that's the minimum. And the how-to folder. And this folder just has a lot of videos on how to do different things. Videos. This doesn't actually show you how to do anything. That's just a really cute video. How to upload documents, for example. How to use Angel Dropbox. How to use the Turnitin Dropbox. How to use discussion boards, which we're not using in this class, so don't worry about it. How to do APA citations, which we will do in this class, as well as the OWL at Purdue website. So these are all great things to know how to do. So that is the class shell. As you can see, it's very, very easy. If you ever want to use the email system, you're welcome to use it. Send me a message. Just be aware that if you send me a message, I will not reply to you in your Angel inbox. Everything will go to my Lone Star email. So I strongly recommend that you get your email forwarded. I actually have a video on how to forward your email somewhere else, so you can go do that. But if you go to the Preferences tab here, you can actually forward your email to a different email address, and that way I will always get your email. That's a good thing to do. And that is all I have for you. This is, again, Patrick. I welcome you to the class. I'm excited about this winter mini, and I think it's going to be an awesome, great time. Have a great day, everybody.